the only thing I hope is that my English is not that broken that nobody understands me. That's...
I don't have the time to put subtitles either. It's alright, dude. It's alright. You guys ready to start?
Alright.
Alright. What's up, guys? My name is Pone. I'm sitting here with 3 people right now. Lupus, say hi so they know your voice.
Hello.
We have a Saul right here.
What's up, guys?
And Battle Rush.
Hello.
There we go. So now you guys know them apart. Lupus is the annoying one.
Yes.
So we want to talk about a few things on this podcast. Before we get started, I want you guys to actually submit a comment down below about what we should call this podcast. It's the second one we've done. I'll leave the link to the last one, too, where we talked about Battlefield Police.
The Ponecast.
Yeah, I don't want my name on it. You know, we'll figure it out. Let them
decide.
Knowing them, it's going to be like Dildo Mouthcast or something. But we'll go with whatever it is. But first topic at hand is going to be YouTube/Google buying Twitch. It's a big thing. A lot of people are talking about it. It blew up a day or two ago with the rumors of it. And at first I thought it was nothing, just one of those fake rumors. But you have Variety, CNN, all these major, news and businesses, all making articles about it. And I don't know if it's just one of those things that started as a rumor and blew up, or if it's actually a credible thing. And the rumored price is a big whopping $1 bill price tag. So thoughts? I'm going to start with the Saul.
Well, I think if it is true, we don't know if it is true. I think it's pretty sweet because Twitch has done really well for themselves lately, and Google is Google. They've got a huge name, they've got so much money, and I'm just super stoked to see what they could do with it. Although at the same time, they could go wrong with it. That's always a possibility. But knowing Google's track record, I think it could be really great for streaming games in general, especially if we had that YouTube integration for streaming. I think that would be pretty awesome as far as just the whole video game internet environment is concerned.
That makes it. Now you said it may go wrong. What are your concerns?
Well, I don't know if I have any concerns up front, but change of ownership, there's always things that could go wrong. They could make Twitch something almost obsolete and just have it all be through YouTube. And right now, YouTube streaming isn't really that big. So if they keep Twitch as its own thing, I think it definitely has some potential. But if they try to integrate it all into their Google stuff, like Google Plus or whatever, they have YouTube comments and stuff, that all has to be one thing. If they try to consolidate it all into one service, I think that could probably go awry, because Twitch as it is right now is already working really well, and I don't think that's something that you want to ruin and change too much.
Okay, Battle, you have any thoughts?
Thanks, Mom.
I don't know, because I really don't like the idea that Google is buying Twitch.
How come?
Because what they did with Google Plus, to integrate in YouTube, you have to comment this, and if it ends in the end that I need to Google Plus to use my Twitch, and I don't like that idea.
I guess it makes sense. Yeah, that's I think most people's concern is the fact that they're going to try to force rape. Yeah. You have to be in Google Plus. You have to do this if you ever want to do anything. Yes, exactly. But Google's going to
in the end of the day, Google is a company. They want to make profit. They want to make money. And but not in that way.
That's true. Lupus, thoughts before I throw mine in?
Me?
Yes.
Your opinion matters.
I didn't know that. Well, I believe what they said exactly. How if Google took it over, of course they would end up forcing Google Plus down your throat. That's undoubtedly what's going to happen. You're going to have to make a Google Plus to use Twitch, and as much as we may wish it won't happen, that's probably unavoidable, since they did it with YouTube already, and YouTube was a much bigger, more used website than Twitch was itself. So I think if they got a hold of it, that's probably what's going to happen. I just hope that they don't make it to the point where you have to use Google Plus, because at this point you have to make an account to use YouTube, but you don't have to necessarily use it. So if they get Twitch, they might integrate it and then make it so you actually have to use it, which I think would just ruin the entire point behind Twitch. And I also think that they should have, it may not have been best idea for them to buy Twitch, seeing as Twitch is a streaming thing and they're trying to get their streaming fixed to a point where people actually use it. I think they should have ended up trying to go into something like Creators Cast, which is something that is just starting back up, which is allowing you to upload in 60 frames per second. They could have used what they're using so that they could actually have 60 frames per second videos and stuff on YouTube and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, but Yeah, I'm gonna avoid that last part right there just entirely. But now I have two things I want to address about this to kind of calm the seats for everybody. Google, if I recall correctly, reading an article somewhere, I believe Google did in fact admit that they made a mistake with integrating Google Plus as a mandatory thing. I think they themselves actually said, "My bad, we messed up, we tried it out, it didn't work." I think that is actually not a direct quote, but that is something they said. So with knowing that they know they messed up on that, I doubt they would force that onto Twitch because Twitch is such a free-flowing site. Now the rumors that I've heard from other people are that Twitch is going to in fact remain its own thing, except for what's going to happen is basically Google's just going to take the majority of the profit, but Twitch keeps running as is. It's not going to change names, it's not going to change hands. It's basically going to run the same thing. Now, if I expect them to do anything, the one major thing that I think they'll change with Twitch is going to be, I would say they would probably eliminate the turbo. And I say that because YouTube is entirely built around advertising, and as soon as you let turbo in there, that's less advertising to be had, and that'll force more and more people to subscribe to their favorite viewers. Now, in turn, I don't know how that'll work. I don't know if they make more money from turbo or what it is, because some people do turbo and subscribe, but the subscriptions are generally, I believe, split 50-50. So, you know, it's like $5 to subscribe, $2.50 goes to Twitch, $2.50 goes to that. And if you take that $8 possibility out of the way, they may subscribe and put $20 in, and they may make more money from that. So I think that's a possibility. I mean, YouTube right now hasn't set it up. I mean, they've dabbled in possibly having channels that you'd have to subscribe to, but I don't know how they'll feel jumping into that. And the biggest logical thing for this is them consuming the competition. Ustream isn't a big one. I mean, not like a Twitch or anything like that. So if you control the competition, you control the entire fight. There is no more fight. If they buy Twitch, that is live streaming as we know it. So I don't think they'll try to integrate it, or I think they'll keep it its own identity, its own property, and let it continue doing what it's doing and just profit from it, or try to make it some kind of thing. But I don't think it'll change too much. Like, people are afraid that they're going to make you do Google Plus. They may like encourage you to do it, or where you can like tweet out or say, "Hey Google, we're doing this" and stuff like that. But I don't think they're going to make it a forced thing. That would really cripple something like Twitch. People get pissed about that. But with that being said, I want to move on to Battlefield 4. You guys saw that trailer, right? Like,
which one?
The
one
Premium?
Yeah.
Can somebody tell me what the hell that giant projectile with other projectiles in, what the hell that thing was?
It's called an MKV.
It's Battlefield 2143.
Some people think that, but like what it is, it's called an MKV, and it's basically a hovering device that has miniguns mounted on it and rockets mounted on it, and it's just a prototype weapon at this point. It's actually being developed, stands for multiple kill weapon, or multiple kill vehicle, and I don't know why they're integrating it, because it just seems really stupid. It's like basically like you have your SUAVs flying at you that can squash you. What happens with this thing flying at you? Like,
so it's going to be a piece of equipment then that you can man and steer, or because I saw it looked like it was a projectile that was actually shot from like a tank or a tow launcher. Because to me it looked, I saw that thing and I immediately thought of Chomper from Mario with guns mounted on it. It looked like a projectile.
I would guess it's the same like the EOD bot in Dragon's Thief, like an
on map. Kind of
like a battle pickup. You can pick that up like an ID bot, put in a place, then it launches and you can shoot. And that's only battle pickup. Only for those maps.
I believe
because when you unlock it, only you can imagine met with that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
It's gonna be annoying. I don't think it should be available for everybody, but I do think it's gonna be something that's gonna be an on-map pickup or something like that. Because at first I was like, there's no way they're gonna have it manned, and the fact that they had it like driving through a forest made me think that it's going to be something that's a projectile that's shot in a straight direction. It's not going to be something you can steer so much. But the person that has that is just going to ace the entire team. That thing just looked extremely overpowered. And I want to ask you another question on the same topic. A year ago, just imagine before Battlefield was out, and I was to come to you and say, hey, they're adding EOD bots with guns, riot shields, and a giant dildo with guns attached to it that you can projectile shoot throughout the map and multi-kill everybody. Would you have believed that was going to be in Battlefield?
No, never.
Absolutely not.
So do you think this is a bad...
maybe riot shield, maybe, but not EOD bot.
Assault drone or the MKV, never.
Or not so many locker missiles, because locker missiles they are like too many. In comparison to Battlefield 3, it's just too many.
So you think they're adding too much then? Do you think this is a problem? Do you think this is desperation? Do you think this is just trying to make people forget about the netcode issues and everything else? What do you think is the purpose from adding all of this in? Because I thought Battlefield was always good. I mean, you keep it simple. You keep guns. I remember you used to take down vehicles with either an RPG or C4. Now you have giant guns with guns in them. Like
guns with guns on guns.
That's probably because they want to get the Call of Duty people go to Battlefield. And that they're adding such stuff. That's my opinion. So yeah.
I also
that makes sense. Like when you have like super crazy, like awesome kill streaks in Call of Duty, and you don't really have that kind of thing in Battlefield. And I can understand how that would draw a particular audience to Battlefield because people like to feel empowered. I think it kind of ruins the gameplay a little bit, but I do think that does make sense. Battle Rush.
Empowered.
Yeah,
that's what we all know. Commander's actually a female, just wants to control everything. So
I've also heard it might be it's rumored to possibly be a commander device. It might be I think it's going to function like a TV missile or a jet, so it's not going to be something you can just easily turn. It's going to have some sort of skill to fly it around, but I've also heard it might just be a commander device that you might get.
I could understand the commander thing. I mean, they have like the cruise missile and stuff. So I mean, like.
So you have a woman on the toilet using it.
It's just, it's pretty convenient. I don't know. I think they're doing it as a distraction. I personally feel that Battlefield is losing what Battlefield is. I think adding all of these new guns in, all these anti-air mines. The fuck was that? like I think they're adding too many things. There's gonna be like. You're going to get, like, anti-people mines next. There's going to be, like, all these different things, like, these common sense things. They're like, oh, we're going to add anti-air mines. Like, why is that even a thing? Why are all these... Battlefield worked when Battlefield was Battlefield. Now you're adding all these flashy pieces of equipment. Every class now has explosives available. Some of these things do ridiculous things. It's unnecessary. I think they're really hurting their franchise a lot by adding all this in. Hovercrafts wasn't a bad idea.
It's just I know it's not a bad idea, but it was just definitely another thing that they just decided to. They were like, "Oh, this looks cool. Let's put that in there."
But that's the struggle with trying to add so much in. That's what happened. That's what hurt Call of Duty when Call of Duty started adding in all these death streaks, all this customization. 3 different types of streak, support, attack, and everything. They added so much in. So when you do innovate, when you do add those kinds of things in, sure, some of those things are going to hit, they're going to be great, you'll carry them over to the next title, but you're also going to have those things that are really shit or could even break your game. The more you add in, not only do you have the better chance of success, but you also have the better chance of fucking things up. So adding can be a bad thing.
Or like the class perks. Has any one of you used the class perks in Battlefield 4? Any one of you?
Like
I mean, I use them, but
I don't
really
pay attention.
know what they do.
They're on YouTube by me, so I never touched them.
Defensive or die. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
No, I change those like once a month. Like, I rarely change them again. I mean, it wasn't a bad idea, but I miss Battlefield 3. Like, Battlefield 3 did it right. I mean, you had your teammate, put on nades, put on, explosives. You know what I mean? It's something you did.
It's almost like they tried to take out the team play. Like, whenever you were in Battlefield 3, you had to coordinate with your friends you were playing with in a squad. Tell them, hey, put on this, I'll put on this. Then now they were just like, here, we'll do it for you in a way where you won't even notice that we're doing anything. So they may not do anything at all for all we know, just because nobody really pays attention to them.
That's true. But that's basically that one. Also, we'll move on to other games that are coming out. Watchdogs is next week. Who here's getting that?
I will.
Me probably.
I'm on the fence. Not sure.
You're on the fence? Yeah, I've done a little research on it. At first, I wasn't going to get it. I decided to get it because I was going to post it on my other channel. It seems interesting. And interesting nowadays in gaming is probably worth trying out.
Yeah.
Different is. Because everything else is so stale and similar. I'm willing to try something different, like being able to run around cities. And it seems like a very, very hacker kind of version of like Grand Theft Auto or something. That's kind of what it reminds me of, short of the weird, crazy shit. But it seems promising to me. But
I think it's going to be a fun game to play with friends in that multiplayer. I think that multiplayer is definitely going to be something different and interesting.
because you can invade other people's single player games. That's really interesting to me, because it's like, I'm gonna be like recording a let's play or something. I'm gonna be single player. I'm gonna be on a mission, and then you're gonna come out of nowhere with a fire truck and run me over or something. And it's like you can really just fuck up everybody's day because you can infiltrate other single player games, and you won't even know.
So there's no private mode.
I don't think there is. I think you are completely vulnerable. That's part of it. That's part of the idea. You can be butt touched by anyone at any time. They can just like infiltrate. I mean, there's probably like an offline mode, but
yeah, probably.
But is it always online? Is it always online? Or no?
I think so. I mean,
it was originally, but I think they said that they took that out because people weren't liking it or something.
Yeah,
just like the Xbox One,
Yeah.
Always online, no. Like you don't always have internet when you're playing a game like that.
I know, really. It's a shame, really, because there's so many people that well, not even a lot of people that don't have internet when they play. It's like a small minority, and they freak out, so they reverse the whole thing. It's kind of lame, really.
It's
all right,
funny.
Tone, I want to paint you a picture.
You want to paint me something?
Yes, I want to explain what I'm gonna do, or something that anybody could do to somebody within Watchdogs. Let's say you're on that super secret mission where you have to be very stealthy, and you're just going through this mission, you're going through the part of the city, and then all of a sudden one of your friends joins your game and just fucks everything up for you. That's what I want to do.
It's gonna kill friends.
Never play with friends.
Those aren't friends.
Yeah. I never play with them.
The other cool, exciting part about that game,
You don't have a choice.
The other cool, exciting part is the whole thing's about technology and hacking and phones and everything like that. But I believe, just like very similar to like in Battlefield, how you can use like the iPad and everything like that, you can use Android devices or anything, and you can actually have an app to go along with Watchdogs. So if you're driving, trying to evade police, you can actually use your tablet off on the side and change the traffic lights to green or red, or do this and control a helicopter. So you can actually be playing normally and use your phone or your tablet to control the actual hacking that's going on. So you can like multitask. You can actually hack with your phone and drive and do whatever else with, controller, keyboard, whatever else. So I thought that was a pretty cool way, because the whole thing is around hacking from your phone. The fact that you can actually use your phone to do that is pretty cool.
Yeah, you'll feel like Aiden Pierce yourself. You have your cell phone in your hand and you're actually turning off the electronics just like he does with his phone.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That's pretty cool to me. But last but not least, and I have to throw this in there just for lulz, Advanced Warfare, thoughts?
Money?
Call for money? Recycled warfare? What?
Always do that. Why do they do that? They've had a 3-year cycle. We got basically a damn near relatively new company coming in, taking this over. 3 years to work on it. I don't understand why all the Battlefielders right now are talking shit about COD, making fun of COD, and like we're ignoring the fact that Battlefield 4 is one of the worst launches of all time. We're gonna make fun of COD for doing the same thing that Battlefield's becoming. Okay, let's do that.
But to be honest, I'm probably going to give it a chance. Like, every year I look at the Call of Duty trailers, and if I feel like it's going to be something I want to play, then I get it. I looked at Ghost, and at first I was kind of like, Ghost might be okay, but then the more I saw, the less I wanted it. So at this point, I think it looks pretty good. Like, graphically, it looks like a step in the right direction, so that might be something that draws me back in. But if it looks as grayscaled and ugly as Call of Duty Ghost, then I will
It won't, because
I still love Blops 2.
It's on a new engine. It's on a brand new engine, and not a lot of people know that yet, because everybody's used to COD being. I think COD has been on the same engine since COD 2, so we're talking 9-10 years. It's been on the same engine. Yeah. So now all of a sudden we're finally moving forward, and it's adapting, and we're gonna have a new engine. We have Kevin Spacey and his saggy chin.
Advanced engine.
There are.
But how good is the new engine? New engine is just new engine, but
knowing them, they could just say it's a new engine and it's just the new engine with new lighting, or the same engine. I mean, it could be nothing, but I honestly,
it looks new. Like, I looked at
decent.
a lot of stuff and it looks new.
And they know the flaws with Ghosts. They know the flaws with Ghosts. I doubt they're going to repeat that. Both Battlefield and COD are on the line. If they fuck up again, they're going to lose a lot of business. So that's how I feel about it. I think they learned from Ghosts big time, though. Like, that's just like EA and DICE learned a lot about Battlefield 4's launch. They're not going to fuck up again. They can't. And both of them, I mean, like, if one of them fucks up and the other one succeeds, they're going to basically take all their business.
EA has Star Wars Battlefront, so that's also a game they can fuck up. If they fuck it up.
Yeah.
I would die. If they fuck up that game. Oh.
Well, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for it. For the first time in a long time, I'm actually looking forward to a COD. I mean, lots of things are attractive about it. The new engine. They're supposed to have a pretty good They said they worked on the campaign for 2 years alone. I mean, not like all the resources on the campaign, but they wanted to make this campaign a really good campaign. And it seems pretty exciting about that they're doing things like that, and at the same time, they've learned from their mistakes, and they've had 3 years to work on it.
Yeah, and
so, a lot of an extra year. That's a lot of time.
A lot of people don't give Sledgehammer Games a chance either, because they said they worked on Modern Warfare 3, which was so bad since it was just a copy of Modern Warfare 2. People say so they don't give them a chance. But to be honest, that was just Activision trying to recover after firing all the people at Infinity Ward. They had to hire another team to help make it, and at this point, they didn't have the time to make a new game, so they basically just copy and pasted Modern Warfare 2 and made a story. So I think this is giving them a chance to finally make an actual full game on their own, which will probably be good. And as long as they don't try and advertise AI fish and dogs and
you're running out of shit.
Modifying maps, then I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool to me. It was pretty exciting. Now, I don't know how crazy this is going to be. It looks like it's going to be a vertical COD, which I think they were trying to aim for in Ghost, because anyone that's played COD before knows that you'll have a window, maybe two on the map. There are tons of windows, tons of higher ground, tons of camping spots in Ghost maps. It was extremely annoying in some of those. It's just it was too much for a COD game, in my opinion. Just too many small areas for people to head glitch and do anything. I thought they overkilled it in that one. This one, you've seen from the trailer, they're apparently supposed to have these exoskeletons. You're supposed to have double jumps. So there's going to be areas on roofs and stuff like that you can get to. I think it's going to change the dynamics, just the way the game plays, the mechanics entirely of how you like maneuver about. It's not going to be so. Everyone's saying it's going to be like Titanfall without the Titans. I don't think it's going to be like that. That's like wall running and jumping and crazy shit. But part of that aspect takes true, because they're supposed to be cloaking in this game too, which is a really risky thing to try in any game, period. Like, some of them, like Halo and other games have it, but they're like pickups and stuff. They're not like, hang on. I mean, if as soon as somebody gets a kill streak with invisibility, that's just stupid. So they got to be sensitive about some of these things. But honestly, I have faith in them. They've had 3 years. If you can't fucking build a successful game in 3 years, you should probably just stop. So that's how I feel about it. But it should play unlike any other COD. It'll look better than any other COD, and so it's still promising. The exoscoots, the exosuits, and everything like that. Scoots. The exosuits.
Let me scoot my bottom on the ground.
This exoscoot. It should be a pretty interesting journey, but I'm curious about it.
If it's not good, it's because Ghost was downright terrible. The games have been going downhill, and like you said, if they don't deliver something promising, then honestly, I don't know what the future of Call of Duty is going to look like.
Yeah, and they also said they're putting massive resources into competitive for it too, which is exciting because, Modern Warfare 3 was a shit game to me. It was horrible. I actually cracked the disc. I made a video of me breaking the damn disc.
I saw that.
Wow.
I hated the game. I just didn't even want it. I wasn't even going to trade it in. I just wanted it dead. So I broke the disc. I threw it away. I ended up buying it again 2 months later. I bought it. Don't judge me. I bought it again.
Funny boy.
Because I was watching professional gaming on it. I started scrimming and playing with Optic and a handful of the other guys. And when you got rid of the multiplayer aspect, you had your streaks and everything, when it was actually just the game itself, I fucking loved it. The experience was incredible. So believe it or not, when you take all the bullshit out of COD and the pub stomping and the camping and the sniping, the quick scopes and all that shit, the game is really, really fun at its competitive core. So that's exciting. There's probably going to be rankings. That's growing in popularity with like League of Legends. You got your bronze, silver, gold. I believe Black Ops 2 even had that competitive thing, and I think they're going to be working more towards that. So that's another exciting. So whether or not you like the pubbing aspect, if the pubbing flops, just like MW3 did, sorry for the stutter, but then it's still exciting to know that there's probably still a good chance that there's going to be a good competitive scene there. So that's the fallback. That's me looking the silver lining kind of deal. But with that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and just circumcise this podcast. So, any last things you guys would like to say?
I don't know. What do you think that has EA for this year? Because they have to compete with Call of Duty, of course. What do you think? What game do they have?
Well,
before E3. heads up.
We know E3 is going to be the announcement for whatever it is. All the YouTubers were sent out to, all the significant YouTubers were sent out to Cali just a couple weeks ago to check out this unnamed thing. It's been under NDA. Apparently there was a leak or so. There are like 3 rumors that are supposed to be happening of what it is, and I don't know for a fact because, well, no one's allowed to tell. It's either going to be another Battlefield title, which apparently a supposed leak was to somebody that was developing the game, leaked this out months back when we heard about Police for the first thing. So there's a chance that what that basically is going to be is another Medal of Honor, but they're going to put the Battlefield name on it. So imagine Battlefield creating a COD. That's kind of what that is. Rumor possibly number 2 is it's going to be a Star Wars game completely. This is the first rumor before people went. This is the rumor that was out there before the people actually went to go see what it was. Is it was supposed to be a Star Wars game completely unrelated to Battlefront. And number 3 is Battlefront. But from what I heard, Battlefront's not even supposed to be out until next year. So like I said, the more realistic one is it's supposed to be some kind of Star Wars game or Battlefield Police. And I think it'll be that Battlefield Close Quarters, basically a new renamed Medal of Honor.
Yeah, so I actually had a conversation with Westy, and he got invited out there, and he told me that it wasn't. They didn't tell them anything specific on what the game's going to be, but he said that the one thing that he thinks it's either going to be the police game by itself or the police game which is not going to be Battlefield named, but it will just be a police game using Frostbite engine as well as another Battlefield game with that. So run with that however you may. I don't know.
These guys are holding their tongues. They know more than we do. We need to we need to kidnap them and force them to relive Battlefield 4 launch day. That's what it is.
When's E3? June 10th or something?
It's about a month away, something like that. But that's when all kinds of things are. And I heard a rumor about Nintendo actually announcing another console. So I mean, I've heard lots of cool things. Yeah. So we'll see exactly what happens. They've always kept their lips close, but Nintendo needs to do something to get back in the game. And I heard that it was actually supposed to be something to rival the current, well, actually they're still next gens, but still. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Lupus, shut up, don't say anything, we're done.
Come on!
Lupus, puss.
We'll do another one probably next week or so. If you guys have any topics, leave a comment down below saying, hey, I'd like to see you guys talk about this next time. And hopefully we'll get that taken care of. So thank you guys for coming on. And yeah. Hopefully I can MKV or whatever the hell it's called.
I'll give you my MKV.
Just gonna end the video.
It's
the most awkward thing in the entire thing. Right there. He knew it was awkward when he did it, and he was like, oh shit, how are they gonna react? He waited. He waited.
I did that on purpose. I'm the master of awkward, man.
I believe it. Have you ever been with a girl?
Yes, plenty of times.
Any ones that actually can see?
You remember whenever I was posting pictures of me and my girlfriend on Twitter, and you kept calling me gay? I was like, what the fuck? How am I...
Is that the one with the beard?
I don't know. It was the one where I was with my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
We were going to formal, and then we were like,
you're pretty hitty with Photoshop. I'm just saying. Just saying.